People who know me well know that I lived in the US for a very long time before relocating to India. The biggest culture shock that I dealt with in the States were not the big buildings and fast traffic on impeccable roads. It wasn't even the tipping culture. No, the biggest culture shock was how chatty Americans were in toilets. Soon after I started working in the US, I had to use the office bathroom. As I was doing my business, my boss also walked into the bathroom. He somehow guessed that I was in the loo and started talking to me, asking me questions about a project from outside the stall. This was extremely awkward for me since I was raised to keep my mouth shut while on the can, which is what I did. This didn't sit well with my boss, who came to my stall and knocked on the door to repeat his questions. When I still didn't answer, he cocked his head to one side to look through the gap between the door and the stall, made eye contact with me as I sat frozen on the pot, then proceeded to arch his eyebrows as if to ask why I wasn't replying. If this story brought a smile of recognition at my predicament, you were experiencing secondhand embarrassment, which was making you cringe laugh. You were laughing in sympathy. Embarrassment is a powerful laughter trigger because it creates a bond of shared experience with the audience. They empathize with you, and that empathy can result in a lifelong parasocial relationship with you. Most people like to keep their awkward stories well hidden, and when you bravely tell their awkward story in your words, through the lens of your life, you are doing two things. One, you are telling them they're not alone in feeling things a certain way. You give them a lifeline with which to swim into the light with their dark secrets. You show them your wounds and reassure them that they too can survive their own. Second, you become the bridge that they use to move past their hurt to reach safe ground. Every time someone or something picks on the scab covering their embarrassing story, they think of you bravely sharing an identical story, facing the world unbowed. For this reason, embarrassment is an invaluable laughter trigger. What more, as a trigger, it is the one most accessible to you. All you need to do is to look into your past and pick a story that happened to you. Then tell that story. Go out and embarrass yourself. More people will benefit from hearing about it than from you keeping it hidden.